What up, YouTube? Knowledge and self-determination. So I wanted to make this video. I'm gonna try to make it real short, but I wanted to make this video about inappropriate clothing at school. As you can see from some of these images, a lot of these females are very, very young, and I can't say that they're all dressed inappropriately. However, there are some things that are inappropriate about the way some of these young women are dressed, like the midriff, for instance. Junior high school and high school girls do not need to be walking around with their fucking stomach showing. You don't need to be dressed like this as a teenage girl in high school or junior high school. There's no reason for that. And women and men, mothers and fathers, I want to say this to you guys. It is not cool to have your daughter looking like a piece of fucking meat at school. It's not cool for that, man. It is not cool. I saw a girl today walking through the campus of the school at a distance with some booty shorts on. Now, when I say booty shorts, I mean that to the most extreme. This is a disgusting picture to me, but for the most part, this is almost what she looked like. Her ass cheeks were revealed in these shorts. And all I can think is, one, why the fuck hasn't any admin at the school approached this little girl, which they probably did ultimately, but no teacher, nobody said anything at the point in time of the day that it was. No one has said anything to this young lady, right? She dressed like that. She came to school dressed like this. She came to school dressed like this, which means that her parents either okayed it or bought the shit for them, which is just like okaying it. There is no reason why any young girl should be dressed like that. There's no reason for that whatsoever. You are applying a stigma to your young daughter, your young teenage and or adolescent daughter, that she is not old enough to handle. Women want respect from men. They want to be treated with respect from men. And they should give men's respect. They really should. But there is a certain demographic of women that men typically don't have a whole lot of respect for. Usually it's women who are loose. Sluts, tramps, thoughts, prostitutes, streetwalkers, you know what I'm saying? Whores, hoes, whatever you want to call them. There's a certain demographic of women that receive very little respect from men, right? Even strippers sometimes. Why do you want your daughter to emulate women in our society who get the least respect? Why do you want your daughter to be presented, offered up as a meal for predators? Why do you want that? Why do you want to over-sexualize your daughter? Because you think her only chance of making it in this world is to show off her body and be some eye candy for some perverted ass man? No, you should want your daughter to be more than that. You should want your daughter to strive for more than just being eye candy for some man. You should want your daughter to be the next Mae Jemison, the next Maxine Waters. You know what I'm saying? The next Michelle Obama. I wasn't a huge fan of the Obama's presidency, but Michelle Obama is a very, very highly educated woman who ended up marrying at the time, the future president of the United States. You want your daughter to be somebody like this. You understand? A woman of high repute. You know what I'm saying? Someone of high regard. Not somebody who is looked at solely for her physical attributes because of your aesthetic to a man. You have to want to be more than that. You have to want to be more than an Amber Rose. You have to want more than that for yourself. You really do. You understand? There is nothing respectable about presenting yourself as some loose ass woman who's available for anybody. Because women, I'm going to tell you something, and I know that some women do this. Sometimes women dress in a very provocative way because they want to get the attention of a particular guy, right? I know that some women do this. They don't necessarily want every guy to give them this attention. They want a certain guy to give them this attention. This is some women. But here's the thing, ladies. See, you don't have, you know what I'm saying? What's that movie with Adam Sandler when he had the fucking remote and he could fast forward, pause, and rewind his life and all that kind of shit? I can't remember the name of it. What was it called? Click or some shit like that. Women want to have this kind of remote control over the whole world. or you see an ugly guy looking at you dressed all provocatively, you don't want that guy to look at you or want that attention. So you want to pause his ass, hurry up past him, you know what I'm saying? So he can't engage with you anymore. You want to pause the whole world so that only the guy you are attracted to can see you and be equally attracted to you by looking at you dressed that way. Unfortunately, that's asinine because the world doesn't fucking work that way. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Because see, here's the real thing. See, heterosexual men are attracted to females, right? We are attracted to women's bodies, the shape, the form, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Certain body parts that are highlighted. You don't necessarily need to accentuate certain body parts because they are developed the way that they are. You guys have good imaginations. You can figure it out. And if you don't, turn off the fucking TV so you can rebuild those memory cells, those imagination cells in your brain. Anyway, men are attracted to females. If guys see you dressed a certain way, if you think that one guy will be attracted to how you look, it's safe to say that 10 other dudes will probably like what they see when they see you. And they're going to look. They're probably going to holler at you. Why do they try to do that? Why do they try to get at you? Simple, because women who dress like that in our society are perceived as being easy to get. You may not be easy to get, but that's exactly the subliminal message that you give to a man when you dress like that. And sure, it's wrong. It shouldn't happen. Men shouldn't be so presumptuous as to think that a woman with her titties and her ass hanging out is easy. But there are women in our society that dress like that too, that are very easy. Prostitutes, hookers, strippers. They are very easy. They are easy. It's their job to be easy because that's how they make their living. They dress the same way you're dressing. So in our minds, you're just like them. You have to prove it to us first. Yes, I know we should live in a world like that. But the thing is, we do. If black people have to watch the way that they interact with the cops so they don't get shot, then shouldn't women have to take those same type of precautions when they're transversing the world in their daily lives dressed like fucking prostitutes? And women, if this is what you desire for your daughters, to dress like this, behave like this, look like this, act like this, you have failed as a mother. You have failed as a mother. If you think it's okay to send your daughter out in some tiny ass shortcut booty shorts with her ass hanging out, midriff showing, accentuating the very developed parts of her body, basically having your daughter dressed like some grown-ass woman as opposed to a 15, 16-year-old little girl like they are, you are contributing to child pornography. Why do you want that for your daughter? Why don't you want your daughter to be a respectable, reputable member of our society, of our community? But you know what? I'm going to leave this video here. I just wanted to ask that question and present this particular subject or situation because I think it's very important. And I think that all schools all across the nation, public, private, so on and so forth, should start to enforce a strict dress code, which includes uniforms. I believe that way. Because when people look professional, they act professional. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's all I have, man. I mean, seriously, don't be fooled by what you want society to be. Society isn't that. We haven't evolved to that point yet. There hasn't been any major paradigm shift in the human consciousness to where as though we are going to look at the world through these very mature and objective lenses. We're not all going to do that. We're not. We're not. So if you do whatever you need to do to protect yourself, to protect your children, please do that, seriously. Because I grew up with guys who used to say shit like this. I don't give a fuck how old the chick is. If it's grass on the field, I'm playing ball. And now dudes out there, I grew up with dudes like this. We teenagers in our 20s and shit. Dudes are saying this shit. They will bang anything. As long as they got grass on the field, they playing ball. Think about that, ladies, before you send your daughter out into the fucking wild. You are tying a T-bone steak necklace around your daughter's neck and shoving her ass in a den full of lions. What are the odds that she's actually going to make it out on the other side unscathed?